Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to Breathe More. For this week, I didn't have an episode on Monday, which is normally when I release the episodes, because I took 3 full days off last week. And you might be thinking, like, what's the big deal? For me, it's such a big deal because I haven't done that, like, where I didn't open my computer at all for 3 full consecutive days. And my body, my mind, my spirit, like it was so ready for it. I just had wrapped up my Dream Bigger Mastermind launch. And I'm so excited and grateful to share that I sold out the program. So we have 12 amazing people who joined. And so then I was ready for a break. And so I decided to take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And every single day, I did things that I love to do that would nourish me. So on Friday, I went down to Palm Springs with a dear friend to go hiking through this oasis. It was so magical and it was perfect weather. It was overcast. And just being around nature always makes me feel alive. And it also just felt so good to move my body. So that was Friday. And then Saturday, I love hot springs. I love soaking in a tub for hours upon hours. And so I reached out to my friend KJ, who's an amazing locational astrologist. She's the one who I teamed up to do my Joshua Tree retreat last year. And we met up in Desert Hot Springs and spent about 5 hours at the spa, literally just going from tub to tub. We went into the sauna, we had yummy lunch, and it was just so refreshing. Obviously, to be with someone who like understands what it's like to be a self entrepreneur. And so there was a lot of business talking that we did and life catch up. But we were so present that not once did I take pictures. Normally, I would be creating some content, catching some B-roll, documenting because social media, because we always need content. And it didn't even cross my mind. So that was pretty cool just to experience so many hours of complete presence in good company where they're lifting you up, like, those friends that just fill you up. And after you hang out with them, you feel so good versus feeling depleted. Years ago, I used to have friends that would just deplete me. But anyways, that's a story for another time. So I did that on Saturday. And then Sunday, I did an animal communication here in Idlewild with the local healer so that I can learn a little bit more about Max. Max is the cat that adopted me back in October of last year. And I say adopted me because literally he just showed up and landed on my lap. I was outside in my front yard and he was so skinny and hungry, and he immediately just like put his face in my bone broth and basically hasn't left ever since. And he's such a sweetheart, but also he's had some like behavioral, I don't know if it's necessarily issues, but just expressing his emotions to me. And so learning a little bit more about what his traumas is. So according to this communication, his original owners didn't like that he swatted them or like did something that showed some aggression. So they kicked him out. And I don't know how long he was on the streets before he came to me, but that apparently is a trauma that he's still dealing with. So now he's like testing me because at the beginning he was so sweet, like the perfect cat. He would just not cause any trouble. He would let me sleep all night. And now that's not the case. Definitely testing my patience, definitely encouraging me to surrender and reminding me that I cannot control a cat. And especially one with a really big personality and who's an alpha. So I freaking cried the whole reading. I just had so much like sadness and compassion for little Maxie. And then some other fun messages that came through was that he loves the food that I give him, which made me laugh because I spent a lot of money making his food and also like purchasing really high quality food. And so that was really cute. And that I just have to give a lot of like positive reinforcement, let him know that I'm not going to leave him no matter what. I will always love him, that there's always going to be food for him because there's times when I go to LA and I leave him here and I have a girlfriend come in and like check in on him and play with him. But I can see from the camera that records from the food feeder that a lot of the day he's just hanging out by the feeder waiting for the food to drop. So she's like, yeah, that's his anxiety of not knowing, like when the next meal is going to come. And he definitely experienced some hunger while he was out on his own, just roaming the streets. So it was fascinating. I loved it. And so, yeah, it was just so restful. And again, doing all the things that bring me joy was exactly what I needed. And I just took a moment to reflect as well, like how important true rest is and experiencing life. And, this is something that I tell my clients all the time. And I give them a bunch of tools and teach them how to do this. But I have to be honest, like as an entrepreneur who's basically just me and my business and my assistant, Cynthia, there's always a lot to do. And sometimes I find myself getting stressed out, like even on the days that I'm like, okay, no, I need to take a day off. But my really long to-do list, it's hard to stop thinking about that. And so I'm very proud of myself that over the weekend, I truly did just relaxed and enjoyed. And what was really cool as well is that during that time while I was in that energy, I had 2 people sign up for my upcoming Sedona retreat. This is taking place in the fall in October, the 3rd week of October. And so I wanted to share with you guys a little bit more about this retreat. So if you're finding yourself right now burnt out, stressed out, anxious, like just really struggling and craving a retreat, craving some time away from your day to day, this is the perfect experience for you. So a little background, I have been hosting retreats for the last 6 years. Normally I do about 2 retreats, but this year I'm only hosting 1 retreat. And this is my bigger retreat. So it's 5 days that we're together in Sedona. And I decided to go back. I hosted this retreat in 2023 and it was just so incredible. If you've never been to Sedona, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. The red rocks, like the energy, you could feel the vortexes in that area. It's just so healing and it can bring up a lot of our stuff as well. And it can transmute the energy. And so that's how I do my retreats. Basically, it's like they're very intentional, where every exercise that I lead you through or every guest healer that I bring is to address a specific thing that I think you are struggling with, or you're ready to heal, or you're ready to call into your life. And so Sedona is just like that. I wanted to share a couple facts on why you should take retreats if you haven't already. Like, it's different than a vacation. I feel like a lot of times a vacation can feel like a lot of work. Like, I always hear people say, I need a vacation for my vacation. I have never heard anyone say, I need a vacation for my retreat. Like, all of my clients who have attended retreats, they all go back feeling so rejuvenated and grounded and clear. And even if they're still processing what they experience, like, it's just a completely different energy. And so there are studies that have shown that taking even just a short break away from your daily stress can significantly lower cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone. It can improve your mood. Also, these effects can last weeks after the retreat and sometimes even months, depending on what you're doing. So I think one of the reasons why people feel so nourished and rejuvenated after a retreat versus a vacation is that you're also not have to worry about anything, at least not on my retreats. Like, I take care of you. We cook for you. You don't have to make any decisions. We have a whole itinerary, And we're really just holding you. So that creates the space in your mind. Because another thing that I find my clients really struggling with is decision fatigue. What am I going to do? Should we do this now? Where should we eat? What should I eat? And all of those things that normally you would have to decide if you were on your own or vacationing or just in your day to day, that's all done for you. So you just show up and continue to receive. That's one of the big reasons why I think people really just feel so relaxed after the retreat. And then depending on where I host my retreats, I incorporate the environment into it. So we're going to be doing a lot of healing practices like on the earth, going to the vortex. I'm bringing in a couple local indigenous guest healers to teach us the traditions of the area. That's what I did 2 years ago, and it was incredible. Two completely different practices. Like one of them guided us into a vortex, and we did drumming. We laid on the earth. Oh my gosh, I could feel the vibration of the earth. It was just incredible. And then the other one, he is a shaman, and he came to lead us through a practice as well, which was, it felt like it was simple, like a conversation and reflection, but it really cracked open so many people on what he had to say. I also decided to host this retreat during a new moon. So we're going to be in a powerful vortex energy, one of the 7 wonders of the world, and manifesting using the new moon energy to amplify the energy of your desires. So I can't wait for that. It's going to be incredible. Plus, Rita, who's an amazing sound healer, she has helped me at my retreats, so many of them now. My very first one, which was in Joshua Tree like 6 years ago. And then beyond, we've done either like smaller workshops, or she was the one who helped me in Sedona 2 years ago. She's an incredible musician. So her flutes, her drums in that setting just really speaks to our soul. So I'm excited that she's coming back, and then you get to experience her magic. Obviously, lots of nature time. And the retreat house that I rented, it's almost 2 acres of land. So there's a lot of space to roam. There's a pool. We're also going to have access to a hot tub because I rented a house right next to it as well, just to add more space for folks. And then another beautiful thing are just the people, the community that show up. You know, we find that even though maybe on our own we feel so isolated and alone and misunderstood and going through our stuff, but when we become vulnerable and share with other people in a retreat setting, we're able to recognize and remember that we're definitely not alone. Other people understand what we're going through, what we've been through, and people become dear friends. It's, again, really intimate. I like to keep my retreat small. So there's 12 people, 12 spaces to attend. And if you are thinking about it, like, I really want to encourage you to not wait too long. One of the incentives that I have that is probably going to expire soon is a 10-month payment plan. So we still have 8 months until the retreat. So that gives you an extra 2 months to pay. And there's a combination of rooms. So there's different price points to make it accessible to people. But I have one private room left. And then I have, for shared rooms, like available for 5 people. Couples have also attended my retreats. And so if you're a couple and you would like to join us, you're more than welcome to join. And yeah, there's also the opportunity to buy like a retreat pass. So if you prefer to stay at a hotel or your own Airbnb, you're more than welcome to do that as well. And I can help you, guide you on where to stay, given where the location we're staying at in Joshua Tree. So to recap some of the details of our retreat, we are meeting on Wednesday, October 22nd through Sunday, October 26th. We are going to be in a beautiful private home with almost 2 acres of land. This home has views of Cathedral Rock, so we can see it from there. And we're going to be doing a variety of exercises, new moon ritual. That's how we're starting our retreat, doing some gentle hiking, local healers. There's also the option to do some private healing sessions or massage. So if you're interested in that, make sure to let me know. And so, yes, this is your invitation to really give yourself 5 days of deep relaxation and healing so that you can end the year just feeling like a brand new person, feeling inspired and taking care of you. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I'm actually going to go even before a retreat. So I'm taking my dad and with my sister, Lisbeth, to Monument Valley, which is in Arizona, Utah area. But along the way, we're going to stop in Sedona for a night. So I'm excited to also take my dad and my sister. They've never been. So I'll be showing them around. And I just can't wait to be in that energy in a month. We're going the first week of April. So that's coming up. And I'll make sure to take more pictures to share with you guys. Make sure you follow me on Instagram where I'll be sharing more information. Or if you haven't already signed up for my newsletter, make sure you get on that. You can do that by clicking in the show links and signing up for a freebie or just going to my website and reaching out. All right, my dears, I hope you are taking some time to check in with your body, to check in with your mind, and really think about what you need right now and put it in your calendar. It's so easy just to keep going, to push through, but we really, really, especially given everything that's happening in the world, we need those breaks. Your mind needs a break. Your body needs to feel safe. And so that requires nervous system regulation, which, as you know, there's so many practices, including breath work and going on retreat with me. All right, my love. I will see you next week. And in the meantime, remember to keep breathing. Talk soon.